What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video. Today we are going through my first battles of GBL Season 9 and if you didn't tune into the Twitch stream, I did the 150 unique Pokemon challenge. So I used 150 completely different Pokemon. It was actually more like 143 or something because I used a few duplicates since I didn't have 150 completely unique. So like to kind of work around that, I used like Hyper Beam Registeel and then like normal Registeel, stuff like that. And then Shadows counted as separate Pokemon as well. Because I think I only have like 141 like actually unique Pokemon built for Great League. But you see the spicy team is coming in to start, and it's going to be a unique team every single game. So that's why I don't have a normal graphic with like the movesets and IVs of a team, because it would be hard to build like 20 different graphics for one video. That'd take me like a couple hours. So here we are, and Magcargo against the Wigglytuff getting a shield during this battle live. By the way, if you want to watch these battles as they happen live when I'm interacting with chat, feel free to check out my Twitch, link in the description. But yeah, when this battle was happening, I remember saying like, what the heck is Magcargo gonna do for me? And it actually got paired against the Wigglytuff, so that was pretty nice. And then there's the Snorlax that we saw earlier. It's gonna get close combated by Heracross. Get out of here, Lax. Wiggly charms me down, that's okay. I've got a move stored on Drapion. And I don't think a Play Rough or anything would have KO'd me anyway. Get out of here, Wiggly. And that's a GG's in the first game. So you're gonna see all sorts of fun picks, and we're just going to be reacting to these different teams together that I was using. We're going to start in rank 1, by the way. Oh my god, a Lairon. Alolan Raticate versus Lairon. I don't even know what move it's using. In comes a fighter, and I'm like, oh boy. In comes Shadow Zapdos. We've got the coverage, right? We've got the flying coverage to cover our Raticate. I know, I knew it was a superpower, but Shadow Zapdos is so squishy that superpower probably would have put me really low. So I felt like I had to shield. I get a shield back. I'm over farming a little bit, trying to throw off my opponent's counting or their timing at least. I sneak in a Thunder Shock there, which is nice. It takes 6 counters to get to the superpowers, right? And then Drill Peck, it's only 5 Thunder Shocks. So I outpaced it a little bit. I'm able to take out the Phalanx. In comes a Gengar. And I'm wondering if a Drill Peck KOs a Gengar from here, because Gengar is so squishy, as we know. It does. Drill Peck one-shots Gengar. And then in comes the Lairon, and we switch into our Eradicate to crunch away. And Squidward was not used. How about that? Tentacruel. Didn't get to see the field. Coach kept him on the bench, I guess. And we're on to the next one. Yeah, this was a really fun challenge. My goal in the challenge was to go over 500 for all the battles, and I ended up going 33, 15, and 2 ties. So it was a lot of fun. And I'm only showing wins in this video because I just kind of scanned for some battles that I thought were entertaining in like different winning streaks. So, but I'm not trying to hide the fact that I lost. I lost quite a bit. I lost 15 times out of 50 matches. So, but we're going over some of the fun battles. There's some really fun ones later on as well. We actually got the Attack Fell drop from the Scald with our Poliwrath, and I was shocked that Poliwrath survived that discharge. Like, it's bulky. I know it was debuffed, but still, that's crazy. So Poliwrath actually gets a shield. We come in here with our normal cast form, and my goal here was to try and Hex all the way down. But Stunfisk is a tanky boy. As you're going to see, these Hexes aren't doing too much. And Stunfisk is also very spammy. In comes another discharge. And I didn't want to take another move there, so I actually throw the Rock Weather Ball. I probably could have taken one more and then completely farmed down, but I was already at like 100 energy. In comes an Obstagoon, And I'm going to try and soften it up with this energy ball and save shields for Crobat. What's going to be him back? It's a Beedrill. And Crobat loves to see this. The Beedrill is completely walled here. They don't shield the Poison Fang. I didn't really expect them to, but it debuffs them. I sneak in an Air Slash. I'm going to shield this because a Drill Run would actually do a decent amount. It's only single resisted, and it's a pretty hard-hitting move. Going straight for the Poison Fang. And yeah, Crobat. We've made videos on Crobat in the past. It's a very solid pick. And it's putting in some work here against the Beedrill and the Obstagoon as it closes this one out and gets the dub. Good stuff, Crobat. Proud of you, brother. Good job. Yeah, tons of fun battles. I said as a quote in like a previous season start video how you see I was 3-2 in that set. So some of these battles, yeah, were not or some of these sets were definitely not 5-0s. Let's see if I can skip ahead a little bit. Skip ahead, choosing the next team. You'll see the selection process. I had a whole Google like Excel type sheet with all the teams I had planned. So that way I wasn't like trying to think of teams on the spot. I could go to my list and just like, all right, this team. And we get a great league, Alomomola versus Bastiodon. Come on, Alomomola. Let's go. They eventually switch into a Greedent. I couldn't think of its name for a sec. A Greedent. It takes the Psychic very well. I actually get the debuff. And the reason I come in Hypno here, you might be wondering why Hypno when it has Crunch, is because I don't want to swap in my Skarmory and then get walled against the Bastiodon. So this way I can farm this down and actually like have moves to threaten the Bastiodon. Well, not threaten, but chip away. Definitely not going to shield this because I feel like I need to save shields for Alomomola. It's only a Flamethrower, which is great. Must be a single move Bastiodon because Stone Edge is the much better move. I get a shield from Shadow Ball, which is nice. And I know I can get to another one. So I get to it. Shadow Ball does more than Thunder Punch. Does some nice little chip damage, but not a whole lot. In comes Alomomola. And I'm worried that it does actually have Stone Edge, so I do shield in case. But no, just Flamethrower. And then in comes Muck. And this is kind of tricky. So this is a little bit scary. I do get the last shield. But this Muck has a big head start on energy. So it's going to be able to outpace me. So my Skarm's going to have to end up using a shield at some point. I'm keeping track of his energy. He's just reaching the Dark Pulse, so I make sure not to CMP tie. I am going to have to shield here. And then I throw one before he gets there. And check this out. We're actually using high-level plays already in the rank 2. I undercharge, so that way I can let the Muck take me out. And the reason I do this is because if I allow the Bastiodon to farm down my Skarmory and get to a move, it would have a chance to, the Smackdowns plus the move would have had a chance to take out my Alomomola. Flamethrower wouldn't have KO'd from there, but if it, for some reason, hadn't thrown the Stone Edge before, Stone Edge would have KO'd from there. So a GG. Rank 2, we're already feeling the pressure. Next team, Empoleon with Pidgeot and Typhlosion in the back. If you're ever an Empoleon versus a Hypno, you can throw right away because that's 15 turns versus 16 turns, so kind of easy. It just lines up right for you by throwing right away. Some nice timing by my opponent here, throwing after 2 confusions. I take the Thunder Punch, and I'm debating if I want to shield this or not. I decide I do because I have the Hydro loaded, and he actually catches it on a Toxicroak, but like, this is still going to hurt a Toxicroak. So I get the shield, and then it allows me to switch into Pidgeot. And I'm going to completely farm this thing down. I do have to respect the Sludge Bomb here. Sludge Bomb would definitely KO from this range. Pidgeot's a little bit glassy in Great League. In comes Hypno. Overfarming as much as I can, and I actually Brave Bird here. Might have been a mistake. A Feather Dance might have KO'd from here. I'm not sure if it would have. so I don't actually get to a move. But luckily for us, it's an Abomasnow. And when this was happening live, I'm like, oh man, we're going to be at an energy disadvantage against something in back. We're screwed. But not quite. One of the best things our Typhlosion could see. The random teams coming in clutch. And we kind of unnecessarily blast burn here, because I definitely could have just incinerated down. But we blast burn the snowman that only has a few HP. And that probably would have taken out almost 2 Abomasnows. So a nice win there. Another celebratory occasion. Approaching the next battle against Rusty Hyena. What a name. Alright, Hitmontop versus Beedrill. This is not good. This thing beats my front and back Pokemon. So I swapped Piloswine. They swapped Surfetched. And check this out. Avalanche. Boom! They didn't respect it. They didn't respect the Avalanche. And then they come in with a Diggersby. They come in with a Diggersby. And I'm like, this game has completely flipped on its head. So I'm going for another Avalanche. I expect them to shield this one after they saw how much the other one did. And this is super effective. They shield it. And also the reason I have Tentacruel in this team, when I also had Tentacruel earlier, is because I made up a rule during the challenge. If I didn't use a Pokemon in the team, I was allowed to put it on the bench and then swap it in later. So that's why I have Tentacruel on the team. Not trying to be like super strict with the unique challenge, just trying to have some fun, you know. And then I go for a Stone Edge here. I try to throw it quickly to maybe make our opponent think they caught something, but they don't shield the Stone Edge. Yeah. So I don't know why. I don't know if they thought I was baiting or if they thought they caught a close combat, but I had like a whole counter or two to react to the Beedrill, so I guess they were just trying to play out their win con. But another win with another fun team. 3-0 so far this set. On a little bit of a win streak. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Gotta head to the next battle. Let me know in the comments how the start of the season is going for you guys. We get a good lead here against Incanite, who's actually like a really terrific battler. Very highly ranked on Sylph. He switches into Sableye. A little bit of lag. I'm going for a Mearshot bait, which is kind of risky, but I feel like he definitely wants to shield, you know, because Power Whip does a lot, and Sableye, Sableye really, like when they switch into Sableye, they really want to take switch advantage, you know. Going for an Aqua Tail here. I did get baited with a foul play because he had a big energy lead. So I'm hoping this isn't a return yet. I wasn't really sure, but it is a return, which is not good for me. So I'm not sure what's in back. I'm thinking it's probably something that Pharaoh's going to be weak to, and I know I can get more farm with Pharaoh. So that's why I came in with this. And I'm just going to go straight Mirror Shots here. Power Whip does more raw damage, but Mirror Shot is probably more energy efficient in a situation like this where it's super effective. Because 3 Mirror Shots should be enough. Get off another one here. He has snuck in 3 consecutive charms, which is not ideal in the slightest. And I get a shield, and at this point I'm like, oh man, he is definitely weak to Pharaoh and back, so I commit a shield. So I'm thinking maybe it's an Azu, and I can get to a Power Whip against it. That's what my thought process was here, why I committed a shield even though my Pharaoh's so low. And it's a Whiscash, and Whiscash is going to get to the Mud Bomb before my Power Whip, so that's why I caught here. And I know the Whiscash has to Blizzard me to do anything significant. So I'm over farming a little bit. And I'm just going straight for the Brave Bird. I feel like this should almost be enough. It's like barely not enough. It survives with 1 HP. And yeah, I get Blizzarded. That's fine because I have a Mirror Shot loaded. 1 Bullet Seed also would have been enough if I didn't have the Mirror Shot loaded. And we take out Wisdaddy Cash with his Whiskers. And we get the win. There we go. Yeah, that overfarm on the Talonflame was kind of nice. I wonder if Blizzard would have KO'd me if I had farmed up even more. Because obviously it KOs after the debuff, but Before the debuff, I wonder if it would have KO'd. Some more team selections. And we're on to the next one. Gligar versus Swampert. Oh, man, this is an epic battle. All right. Gligar versus Swamp. Bad lead. So we immediately swap into Primeape. We're met by a Skarmory, which is not good. But I'm hoping I can grab a shield in this matchup. That's my goal, grab a shield. And they actually shield the Night Slash. A little bit of lag. So he gets the Sky Attack to prevent me from throwing the close combat. So I'm actually going to let it go. Because I have a Galv, and I know I can get a lot of farm with this Galv. And I'm just thinking, like, how on earth do I take out the Swampert? So definitely have to shield the Sky Attack. Sky Attack would do quite a bit of damage, probably over half, well over half. I'm expecting Swampert to come back, so I'm just lunging immediately. Trying to avoid a Mud Shot from getting through. He takes the lunge. I get to another lunge. He's stuck in a Mud Shot, unfortunately. I'm expecting the shield here. And then I'm aggressively swapping. In comes a Pelipper. And check this out. I'm thinking the Swampert has so much energy. My win con is to let the Pelipper take me out. Save a shield for Galv. Farm down with Galv. And then lunge the Swampert. That's what I'm thinking. What I do is. And then check this out. He undercharges. He undercharges. No bubbles on the Weather Ball. So I'm like, oh crap. Well, that foils my plans. Because then he'll get to a move against Swamp. So I survive with barely any HP. And the Gligar gets to another move here. And then I aggressive swap. And I get a Volt Switch through. Man, what a crazy game that we're able to win after a pretty terrible lead and a pretty bad counter swap as well. Not the worst counter swap since Primeape can deal out neutral damage, but Primeape, like as you saw, can barely even get to 2 moves there. So that was a pretty cool win, even in the lower ranks. And you see we skipped ahead to rank 7. Wigglytuff versus Pidgeot. This is alright. This is our triple normal team. And I wasn't sure if he was going to Feather Dance me here or Brave Bird. I think it was only enough for a Feather Dance. Yeah, so that's why I didn't shield. Because he only did 4 gusts, right? So that's 48 energy. Whereas Brave Bird is 55 energy. In comes a Minun, right? This is Minun, not Plusle. Yep. I know my Pokemon. A little bit. Night Slash coming through. Chipping away. Look how cute the little Minun is. Sparking away. Little Sparky. I'm going to shield because I feel like switch advantage is kind of important. Or at least it could be. Because Munchlax is going to have a hard time trying to take out the Pidgeot since the licks are double resisted by that normal typing. I actually got the shield. So I'm going to commit a shield as well. Because I have some residual energy. He tries to aggressively swap into the Pidgeot. I don't know why I cross-chopped here. I could have just Night Slashed. In comes Seismitoad, the forgotten Mudboy. And we're still in a pretty good spot because we still have a fully healthy Munchlax and a Wiggly in back. So he's going to have to like expend a ton of energy here to take out Munchlax. Munchlax is very bulky. You see the Earth Power does about half. Earth Power is a hard-hitting move, as we know. Body Slam gets the last shield. And at this point, even if he takes me out, Wiggly should be able to charm down both things since the Seismitoad and the Minun are both very low. Couple of charms. And that's a GG's. We get the win. Triple normal team. How about that? Put in some work. That was like a pretty strong team, considering we're doing the 150 unique. Oh, meta. Here we come. Azu. So it was a great lead against the Ninetales. They swap in a Politoed, and I don't really have an obvious answer for this. So I'm actually going to stay in for a while. I'm going to also make him show that he has Earthquake, because if he's running Blizzard, this is a pretty dominant matchup for Azu. And it is Blizzard. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stay in, because my Toxicroak does decent enough against the Ninetales. And what I don't want to do is swap in like my Wormadam and then get farmed down, you know? So in comes a Greedent. I aggressively will swap into my Toxicroak because I know that he knows this is a bad matchup, so he's going to want to get out of here as soon as he can. And that's exactly what he does. So he swaps back in the Ninetales, and now I'm going to be able to align my Azu back up with the Ninetales. I can just let Toxicroak go, and I still have my Wormadam in back to try and finish off the Greedent, who can only crunch my Wormadam, and the Bullet Seeds are going to be double resisted. He probably realized he couldn't Bullet Seed down, otherwise he'd take a lot of counter damage. So he body slams, and obviously we're in a really dominant position here. And then you'll see me get a little bit carried away. A little bit of an unnecessary sack swap on the body slam. Not really a sack swap, just a catch. And then he's crunching me. Props to the opponent for not calling it quits until the very end. Then he called it quits. And we're on to the next one, as Jay-Z says. Looks like I was locking in a G-Fisk team. G-Fisk versus G-Fisk. And we've got, oh man, we've got double flyer in the back. And one of our flyers is a flyer bug, so it does not want to see this G-Fisk at all. Luckily, I shield the Earthquake correctly. They swap in a Whiscash. I saw the swap in, and I throw this anyway because I feel like they're not going to want to shield. And now what I'm thinking is I farm up a little extra. I Aqua Tail, so this way, if he wants to get off the Blizzard, he's going to have to commit a shield. I do get the shield. And I decide I'm not going to shield because Blizzard shouldn't one-shot me since the Mudshots don't do anything. And I'm also not really in Mudshot range for the G-Fisk either. So I think he makes a little bit of a mistake coming in here with the G-Fisk. Because the G-Fisk, it's not going to be able to Mudshot down Gyarados without me getting to multiple Aqua Tails. And he still doesn't throw the Rock Slide. My opponent, I'm not sure what he's doing. But this G-Fisk is still kind of threatening. In comes Skarm. And I'm like, okay. So this is a little scary though, because even though I'm in a good matchup here, I'm at a bit of a health disadvantage. The G-Fisk has a million energy, and my Vespiquen will like nearly get one shot by a Rock Slide. It won't quite get one shot, but it takes double super effective from Rock Slide. Vespiquen has some bulk, so it's definitely not going to get one shot by a Rock Slide, but I go for another Rock Slide here. I know this won't quite KO the Skarmory, or I don't think it will. It barely survives, but I think he committed to the Brave Bird, thinking he was going to get there. And my opponent surrenders because we still had a full Pokemon in back. And yeah. So pretty good. Pretty good win there. And oh my gosh, here we go. If you guys saw the short I posted, you know what's gonna happen. But for those that did, you're in for a surprise. Quag versus Tal. Bang, bang, bookie. Quag says, go away, Talonflame. And then in comes a Stunfisk. The opponent, they don't know what to do. Quagsire is the core breaker for their team. They're discharging. They think it's super effective against the water type, but they forgot that Quagsire is a god type. and they don't shoot the Earthquake, and Caesar waves bye-bye with its claw, which I didn't notice until you guys pointed it out. My friend Bernabus pointed it out, actually. Oh my gosh. That was absolutely amazing. No respect for the Quag, and the Quag, he took it personally, like Michael Jordan. And he said, farewell to your team. So this is kind of an awkward situation. This is not a very good matchup for Whiscash because the Bullet Seeds hit for double super effective. And the defense fell. And he got in 2 Bullet Seeds when I think I only threw 1 Mudshot somehow. So even though, like, I know I'm switching into something that doesn't have a great matchup here because the Greedent has access to Crunch. I still swap. It looks like my opponent did lag a little bit, so that's unfortunate for them because they were in a pretty decent looking spot. But they did swap a Wiggly into my Crest. They lag a little bit more, so yeah. You guys can get mad at me in the comments, but like, let's be honest. Who in the comments actually stops tapping when your opponent lags? Because no one has ever stopped for me when I'm lagging. Unless it's like Sylph. But in comes a Mawile, so I decide to be aggressive here. I don't want to let the Mawile completely Fire Fang down my Cresselia. So I aggressively swap, knowing the Greedent's going to come back. I know I can probably tank a Body Slam here and get to my Mud Bomb. But, but I don't, because I make a mistake. But now I'm hoping my Cresselia can get to a move. But he gets to a Body Slam. And am I going to commit a shield? I am. And the reason I'm committing a shield here is because my Drifblim is going to really struggle getting to taking out the Greedent, because I actually catch a Body Slam here, which is really nice. But if I don't get off that Grass Knot, like an Icy Wind's not going to KO. So I would have had to get to like 2 Icy Winds to KO the Greedent. I only counted like 9 Fire Fangs, which would be 45 energy. So I didn't think he already had a Play Rough or an Iron Head. So I was able to call that Power Up Punch. And then I one-shot it with Shadow Ball. And now we should be okay. Just need to get to an Icy Wind. We have it loaded. And I'm pretty sure Drifblim would win CMP if he had 2 Crunches loaded. And even if he didn't, it looks like this Greedent was so low. Would have been close if Crest would have been able to finish it off. But yeah, G to the G. And I think we've got one more battle to close things off. Here we go. Triple Shadow Team. And this is actually for a 5-0. Terrible lead against the Altaria. But we safe swap our Hypno. And they're not instant swapping, which makes me think they're a little bit weak. And they are. Look at this. They swap in an Azu to a Hypno. And Shadow Hypno does not mind this matchup, especially with an energy lead. This is like a very close matchup normally. But with an energy lead, Hypno is going to be able to solidify this matchup. I'm getting a shield. Actually, CMP'd him there. Him or her. I'm going to shield right back, because I feel like I need to really get Switch. If I can get Switch and get a Abomasnow on Altaria, I'm in pretty good shape, right? So he lets it go. I'm kind of hoping he throws his move, and he does, which is good for me, because this energy is what's more threatening, really, to my back Pokemon. So I am going to come in with Abomasnow, get in some Powder Snows. In comes Talonflame. I think I was able to swap quickly enough so the Incinerate didn't register on my Abomasnow. Fortunately, I correctly shielded Brave Bird, and I'm just focusing on my timing here. So I throw after 2 Mud Shots, which is 4 turns versus a 5-turn Incinerate. He lets it go. He feels like Altaria Farm Down is probably his win con. But these Hydro Cannons, man, they're going to hurt. So he's forced to shield a Hydro. And he throws the Sky Attack because he knew he had to. So nice counting with the opponent. But my Abomasnow has some energy. Only 1 Powder Snow away. And obviously this Weather Ball will be more than enough to take out the Abominable Snowman. Triple Shadow Team takes out a fairly meta team of Altaria, Azu, Talonflame. I don't know what on earth they do against a Bastiodon lead, but it's probably not very fun. So obviously here early in the ranks, playing against some players that are probably newer to PvP or don't do it as frequently, just do it for the Stardust. So that's expected. GBL gets tougher as you get in the higher ranks, as we all know. So just having some fun with this unique challenge. If you want to watch the full challenge, go to my Twitch channel. You can find it. I did 2 separate days. So these were taken actually some battles from the first day, some battles from the second day. Some that I thought were just entertaining. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And without further ado, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.